This time on the show, detecting Deauth packets, backing up your cloud identity, and more. I'm Shannon Morse, and you are watching Hak5.
Yeah, hook me up, I'm ready.
This week's episode of Hak5 is brought to you by Netflix, GoToAssist Express, remote support made easy, and domain.com. Got a great idea? It all starts with a great domain.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Hak5. My name is Darren Kitchen and this is your weekly dose of Technolust. We have an amazing experience to know. What?
You didn't introduce me! Did you already forget about me?
Who are you and what are you doing on my set?
You know what?
No! She is back, ladies and gentlemen. It is Snubs in studio.
Damn right.
Or what's left of it.
Yeah, what did you do? I've been gone for a month and you've taken down almost the entire set. Where did our TV go? You've sold everything.
It's all part of the plan. Actually, we set this plan in motion, 701, before getting laid off anyway. So the fact that they said we can't afford to pay anymore just kind of goes to, you know, they set me free like a dove.
Yay!
Yay! What do you do for what do you do now? I'm a podcaster. Really?
And nobody knows what that is except for people that watch our show.
Yeah.
I tried to explain that to somebody on the airplane when I came over here to Virginia.
You came all the way over here because we're shooting an episode in Toronto. That'll be next week.
Yay!
So stay tuned for that. But you came over from Waynesville.
From Missouri, from Waynesville.
Missouri.
Where I've been shooting the show on my own, which has been a great experience.
Yeah.
Yes, with these little guys. Awesome,
Working.
By the way.
Yeah.
I love that camera.
Yeah, 4 episodes into this season, and 4 with the remote, and I think that so far the process has really worked out really well. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm actually having tons of fun with it, and I've made my brother a camera guy and my friend Cecil.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I'm
good
having fun seeing your stuff. You're coming up with great stuff, and I love it. But it's so much better having you here in studio.
Oh, I missed you too.
All right. Enough of the squeamish. Come on, at least you didn't glomp me. So
I don't smell funny. Hey, listen up.
Okay, so excellent show for you guys this week, though. We've got some follow-ups about the Wi-Fi hacks from last week. You've got ways to protect your online identity.
Yes.
But first, we got some feedback.
About what?
Well, remember the Zip It?
Yeah.
How could we forget? In fact, had you unpacked it and remembered to bring it, we'd be showing off a new user land image for it for injection.
I don't know which box it's in.
We've got a new user land image for fun hackery stuff kind of coming up later with the Zip It's whenever Snubs gets around to finding the box.
Shush! I'll find it.
But we got somebody that sent in something similar. This is sent in by, his name is Guy, and he writes in and just says, I just thought you might want to take a look at this. It's a tiny netbook or a big Zip It. Now, I'm not sure. It doesn't have Wi-Fi, but at least you get to choose your own chip, and when you use USB, maybe you could run AirServe-NG on a phone, and, well, you get the idea. It is the Nano Note. And
it really does look kind of like a Zip It.
It's copyleft hardware. So
it's cute.
It's open hardware. It's
okay.
Full Linux kernel.
That's
it's
cool.
Based on OpenWRT.
Awesome.
Which is the same thing that the Pineapple's based on.
Right.
It's got similar specs to the Zip It. It's similar form factor and everything. It's 336 megahertz, MIPS CPU. So kind of similar to a smartphone, really. Or at least last gens. It's got a 320, 240 color display.
Also takes the SD, micro SD. Has a headphone jack. That's kind of nice.
It's missing something.
Wi-Fi.
Yes.
Yeah. That's bad.
No.
We can't have this.
No.
Nope. I object. And how much does it cost?
$100.
Oh no, screw that.
I'm not sure if it's just development boards at this point, but
yeah. I'd much prefer the Zip It, really, to be honest.
I love tinkering with little Linux fidgety devices bits. I mean, I know that you're a big fan of that, but it's more fun when, instead of buying a $100 development board that's made for that, you take a $50 consumer electronics and make it do something it wasn't supposed to.
Yay.
Yeah. So thanks for sending that in. It's pretty cool. Keep sending those in because we love little Linux gadgets here to play with, but I'm going to give that one a no on the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a shame that it doesn't have that, but cool specs.
Yeah, other than USB, yeah. I mean, with Wi-Fi, or with USB, you might be able to do a little Wi-Fi anyway. Whatever. I digress. Ooh, big stuff happening with a new project. It's been in the works for, gosh, almost a year now. If you guys have been following Hak5, you know that we have big projects on a regular basis. And in fact, this one was supposed to be for last season, just got so caught up. Right, but you know, with some of the original series or whatever, the USB switchblades, USB hacksaws, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then, which were great USB devices for penetration testing, physical security, good stuff. And, you know, then with the Wi-Fi stuff, working with Robin on Yazaga, and then again with the Interceptor on the network side, and working with him and a couple others again for a new project. And I thought I would just tease you about what's going on here because it turns out at the last ShmooCon we ran into Adrian. Remember Adrian?
Yeah. Iron Geek.
Iron Geek. Right. So he's actually doing a little mini talk on this right now because we both got talking and I was like, hey, we're actually working on a very similar project. And, you know, I was going to send him a demo unit and everything. And next thing you know, he emails me. He's like, hey, so I'm working on this chip. And I'm like, that's the exact chip. And your code is doing exactly what. So we've been working on it together now. And it's pretty good to collaborate and stuff. It's just amazing how, you know, hacker minds think alike.
Yeah.
So I don't know how well this is going to come up on screen. Maybe I'll just go to my wallpaper. And here is the USB Rubber Ducky. In fact, if you saw that Discovery interview I did a few months back, you probably saw this guy. So maybe I'll just do this in this cam. And USB Rubber Ducky, nothing crazy about this. Plug it into my USB port. What was that?
What was
that?
I saw that. Little black.
No?
What happened?
Added a user, opened a back door, opened a bunch of ports, did a lot of reconnaissance.
OMG.
Yeah, so like the Switchblade, except better because it's Windows, Mac, and Linux, and there's no software to detect it, and it doesn't rely on exploiting a hole in like XP. It's, you know, it'll work just as well on a Windows 95 box as it would work on a Windows 7 box, as it would work on a Server 2003, or a Mac, or a Linux, or whatever you want to do it. So, I don't want to give too much away, but I just kind of wanted to tease you about this fun new project. If you're a C coder, if you're like super sharp with C and in embedded stuff, you might want to hit me up. But other than that, you'll see more of it in the coming weeks.
Cool. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I look forward to that.
Exciting. All right, so that was a fun lengthy A block. We haven't done one of those in a while.
I know, it's been forever.
Yeah.
I've missed the studio. Not so much you, but the studio.
Well, it's different with you out there because the show takes kind of a more produced feel, and everything's just like a lot to So this is a more laid back, OG style
I need my
episode.
beer.
Yeah.
Where's my beer?
I don't know. It's too early, and
I guess so.
we've got to drive 700 miles after this show, so no beers yet.
I'm not driving.
We'll get a Rickards Red when we get into.
Dude.
Yeah.
Oh, Caesar.
We'll get into Canada at like
Caesar.
10 a.m. tomorrow, but we'll still have a beer.
That's fine with me. I always drink early when I'm in Canada.
All right. Well, let's get going. But first, Shannon, tell us about this week's LAN party.
Yay! Our next LAN party, powered by the Varsity Esports League, is Left 4 Dead. We'll be playing this Saturday, March 27th at game.hak5.org. And I gotta send a special shout out to The Vessel for their LAN party support. You can check them out at thevessel.com, and I'll see you in the game on Saturday.
Thanks, Shannon. And now a word from our sponsor. You may have noticed a zippier hak5.org with the beginning of the season. And you guessed it, we're at domain.com. They've got some seriously cool web hosting plans starting at under $6 a month. Or check out their deluxe plan for $8.75, which includes one-click installs for lots of popular open source software like Joomla, Drupal, or my favorite, WordPress. With unlimited traffic and free web builders, domain.com is the fast and easy way to get your website online. They got fast DNS and super reliable and inexpensive web hosting that's suitable for anything from a resume to a big site like hak5.org. And let me just say that their quality and service is top-notch. Email or tweet them and you'll see what I'm talking about. So, show your support for Hak5 and continue to make domain.com the largest web and domain hosting company in the world. And save 15% off at the same time. That's right, Hak5's got you the hookup at 15% off when you check out with coupon code HAK5.
Got a great idea? It all starts with a great domain at domain.com.
So last week, Darren had this challenge to get a whole bunch of clients to associate with his Wi-Fi Pineapple using a deauthentication attack, courtesy of AirDrop NG. And of course, this led to a whole bunch of viewer questions, like this one from Mark B. How does deauth work if a client's connected to an AP when they're using encryption?
It's a good question, Mark. It lies in the way that Wi-Fi is made, the 802.11 working group, the people that bring us Wi-Fi, B, A, N, G. That spells bang. Why? Why Wi-Fi group? Are you trying to say something? Wi-Fi exclamation point.
B-A-G-N.
Okay, I guess it was B-A-G-N. Baggin?
Baggins, like Bilbo.
Oh my gosh. Anyway.
So we're totally going off.
So, but no, the management frames are part of the spec that the 802.11 working group put together, and it basically says that there's all of these different parts of managing and establishing a Wi-Fi connection.
Right.
So they are authentication, which is basically like the challenge and the response. It's the handshake. If it's an open Wi-Fi, there's really nothing to it. If there's encryption, then there will be like a regular encryption handshake, whether it be WEP or Swiss cheese, which is the same thing, or WPA.
Yeah.
Then there's association request, which is like, hello, I would like to associate with you. I'm sure you get lots of emails like that.
Yeah. Yes.
And then there's an association response, which is either acceptance or rejection,
And they're generally rejection.
or you probably just hit ignore. But
Ignore.
then there's a reassociation request, which is so like if you take your laptop and like you're on a big like campus university with a bunch of Wi-Fi and you walk out of range, well then you find like another one that's got a stronger signal and then you ask it to reassociate, and then it's got a response whether yay or nay. There's a beacon, which is a management frame, which is basically the access point saying, I am Linksys, hear me roar, just broadcasting its SSID, its timestamps. There's probe requests. We talk about those in the segment because that's what your laptop sends out when you turn it on because it remembers your Wi-Fi.
Oh, okay.
And it's like, is Linksys around? Is my work Wi-Fi around? Those are probe requests. And then probe responses are what the Pineapple or
right, yeah.
my
the Pineapple says, yes, I am here.
my broken one. I tried to make it better, more gooder, and that
didn't work so well, did it?
I let the magic smoke out.
Good job.
But that's what it mimics, that's what it spoofs, is the responses of the legitimate one. And then last but not least, I think one of the most interesting ones, the deauthentication packet basically just terminates a communication session, secure or insecure. And all of these work whether it's Wi-Fi with WPA, with WEP, with whatever, and they're all unencrypted because that's because that's the way that 802.11 working group put it in the spec, and it's just that's their very nature. Management frames are unencrypted.
Oh, okay.
And it makes sense because you couldn't have an encrypted association request or an authentication request because we can't begin speaking in encrypted unless we've talked
unless we've already
shared the keys and figured it out. Yeah. Except the deauthentication you would figure might want to be encrypted just because, well, if you're deauthenticating me, that means I've already associated with you. So if we're already speaking encrypted, why do you want to? Anyway. But it works in our favor.
Okay. So this leads on to another viewer question that we had. For this one, this is from Test Account, if that is really your name. I was wondering, how do I prevent the deauthorized attacks and man-in-the-middle attacks on my laptop or computer?
All right, Test Account. Here's the deal. As far as I know, far of rewriting the firmware in your Wi-Fi radio, probably not going to be able to convince it to just go ahead and blatantly ignore the deauthentication packet. We can, however, monitor for them, and then you'll at least know when you're getting a deauth packet.
Okay.
I know that Kismet just natively goes ahead and shows you, though. I don't have enough Kismet foo to pipe it out into something and set a knock and make little things pop up with growl or whatever, but suffice it to, in fact, we just got to get Dragon on from Kismet, because
that would be awesome.
Yeah, got to have him on. But Suffice it to say, it's not that difficult. In fact, I posed the question to Twitter, and within a few minutes, Tin Man, or Tinman2K as he's known on Twitter, went ahead and put together a Python script that does just that. It uses Scapy, one of those awesome Python libraries for this stuff, and it also relies on the Aircrack suite. So you still have to use airmon-ng to put into monitor mode, so you can, see all the packets in the air and stuff.
Yeah.
But it will, it will watch the traffic and then sniff out those individual bits. It warns you when authentication has happened, association has happened, and deauthentication has happened.
Okay.
So you've got the Tonka.
Yes.
You want to take a look?
Yeah.
All right. So you're going to be the attacker, and I'm going to be the victim here.
Sweet.
All right. So I've already set it up in Backtrack
Yes.
3. I haven't updated that one, and went ahead and got you the latest Aircrack NG, so you can also use Exile's tool.
Sweet. Okay.
So I've already got airmon-ng running, and there is airdrop ng. So basically, in a minute, once I get this going, just hit enter, and it'll start sending deny any-any's, and then you'll take down the Hak5 Wi-Fi and half the neighbors.
Sweet. Nice.
So
okay, tell me when to press enter, because this sounds awesome.
All right, so first thing I need to do is grab my Wi-Fi card, BRB.
This always happens. Always.
Oh, the funs of being in a studio. I love this, because the virtual machine automatically detects my alpha here. So, if config WLAN 0 up. Now I just need to put my card into monitor mode, so airmon-ng start WLAN 0. And there it is, MON0 is my card in monitor mode.
Okay.
So now I just have to run this script. So let's take a look at the script first. It's called authwatch. It's a Python script, so let's nano authwatch. And you can see all he does here is call Scapy, and then it looks for a packet, a deauth packet, and then it will print the BSSID of the access point, and then the client, and then the reason for disconnection. And that's a whole nother story we don't need to get into, but suffice it to say, it prints when somebody's been deauthenticated. It also looks for an association and authentication. And I don't even know, I'm not very good with Python. I can read it, but this is one of these great examples of how powerful it is, because all it says is if P has layer, and then that's, I guess, a string within it, and then print. I don't know. It is just the code is really, really sweet. It's what, 20 lines? This is great. So
that's it?
Yeah, that's
Wow.
all it is. So it just loops around, listening to listening from what it's getting from Scapy, which is getting from the airmon, and it just prints if it sees an association or deauthentication. So now all we need to do is run Python with authwatch and tell it mon0, because that's my interface that it'll be monitoring. And there we go. It's monitoring, and you can see it's seeing the association. So why don't you go ahead and kill us all?
And I just press enter.
Just press enter. And there we go. So you can go ahead and see that it has seen the deauthentication packet. I'll go ahead and close this. Let's close that before the neighbors start getting upset.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Don't live next to a bunch of hackers. and there you go. So you can imagine that you can now take this and extend upon it. That's just kind of giving you an idea of how I'm not trying to belittle the code. I'm just saying it's easy to notice that there's deauthentications going on. And if this was a proper intrusion detection system, there'd probably be red flags and all this stuff. And that's a topic for an entire another series. We really need to do IDS and snort and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I hope that gives you an idea. If somebody else knows of ways to modify firmware or something like that, so that your computer will just blanket not even respond to a deauth, just whatever, kick me out. You can't kick me out, like I'm Wi-Fi squatting. That'd be cool. But yeah, I hope that answers your question, guys. Of course, you have more questions about this stuff or anything that we've ever talked about on the show, ever, feedback@hak5.org is the place. Shannon, want to tell us about the trivia?
Trivia! This week's trivia is, name the public access hacker duo who, in the 1995 motion picture Hackers, crudely demonstrated using the phone phreak device known as a red box. Enter for your chance to win Pronobose's new album, Hak5, awesome by submitting your answer to hak5.org/trivia. But first, a brief word from one of our sponsors.
Snobs.
What?
Did you get on my computer again?
No.
Snobs. You've got GoToAssist Express unattended on my computer for emergencies only. My icons are huge.
It's a new Windows 7 feature.
New Windows 7 feature? Fix it. I'll give you a Snubsy treat.
Okay. Click my GoToAssist Express link. Click Start and Run regedit. Navigate to HKey Current User, Control Panel, Desktop, and Windows Metrics. Double-click Shell icon size and change the default 32 to, well, something big like 300. And then bam, log out and log back in and enjoy monster icons.
Here, applesauce.
That's not a Snubsy treat.
Well, what is?
Candy! No applesauce, candy! If you want to support more clients by spending less money, try the new GoToAssist Express. Amaze your clients by resolving problems instantly from anywhere. Reduce travel time and lower your support costs by fixing problems over the internet. With GoToAssist Express from Citrix, you get 24/7 free customer service and can even provide unattended support. No need for the customer to be at their computer. Best of all, GoToAssist Express sessions are 128-bit encrypted end-to-end, so no worries about having your cookies stolen. Try it free for 30 days at gotoassist.com/HAK5.
View more great Windows 7 tips at revision3.com/GoToAssistExpress.
Let's face it, your life is online. Gmail, Google Docs, Delicious, Flickr, Twitter, to some extent. And these aren't just toys. I mean, to our operation, they're very critical. And while I trust the cloud, I even use online backups to the cloud, I'm not going to trust that the primates aren't going to rise up and try to, take over the cloud, detonating a tactical nuke over the Googleplex, wiping out technology for miles with its destructive EMP blast. Shannon, help me.
Okay, I don't know what your obsession with monkeys, like destroying the world and monkeys taking over your internets and everything is.
I like some of the monkeys.
Well, Super Snubs can save you. I should get a cape. Super Snubs!
There you go.
Cloud backups.
Okay.
I know that sounds like kind of rhetorical, almost.
Yeah.
But cloud backups.
Well, I back up my hard drive to the cloud.
Yes. Well, what if the cloud goes down?
Yeah, exactly.
So there's things like Backupify, which will back up everything from Delicious, Facebook. It backs up Google Documents and Twitter and Gmail, Flickr on Amazon's S3 cloud.
Okay, that's what? That's the Amazon Simple Server. Anyway.
Simple Saver Server? I don't know.
So,
Simple Super Snubs.
Okay, so back up my cloud stuff. So
Yes.
back up my data from my Gmail, my Delicious, and my WordPress and all that.
Yeah, it backs up all that
over
stuff.
to Amazon. That's going from one cloud
Right.
to another, though.
And it's 2 gigs for free, or you can get 10 gigs, and it's $40 a year, which is kind of expensive.
I mean, I pay $25 a year for Flickr, but I'm just not.
Yeah.
I just don't want to be paying.
So there's all these different things that you're already paying for. It's just one extra thing you got to pay for. There's probably some free stuff out there that we can use instead of Backupify.
I like free stuff.
I do too. So the first one I found was called Flickr Edit.
Okay.
This one lets you back up everything from the names, the copyrights, the titles, the comments, and the actual Flickr photos that you've taken.
Mm-hmm.
It also lets you upload new pictures, lets you do all sorts of things that have to do with Flickr. And you can get this at sunkencity.org/FlickrEdit.
Yeah, I played with this. It's a Java program. Seems kind of cool.
It's open source, free.
Nice. Love it.
Java application. Yeah, it's wonderful. And it can handle not just one account, but multiple accounts.
That's
so
key.
You're pretty much good to go. Yeah, it's very nice.
Sweet. Well, you can actually use that to upload photos. So I mean, you
Yes.
might as well just have it on your desktop anyway. I like the idea of getting your stuff back down.
Another one that I found is called Gmail Backup. This one's strictly for
wouldn't-
Gmail, obviously. And
I wonder what that does.
I don't know. It uses IMAP to back up all of your Gmail, basically your entire mailbox. It supports incremental backups, and it stores them in EML files.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's pretty standard.
Yeah, you can open them up in Outlook, for example.
Or Thunderbird if you're open source.
Yes, Thunderbird. It also includes any attachments that you've had. So like if you attach a Google document or a picture to any of your inbox
Boom,
emails,
there we go.
yeah, you're good to go. It saves everything. And it runs by command line, so it's easily automated and it's scheduled.
Yay, batch scripts for the win. All right, cool. So I don't have to think about it. It could just sit there and do incremental backups of my Gmail in case of major monkey catastrophe.
Right. All right. So the next couple, they both do Google Documents.
We live in Google Docs
Yeah,
now,
we do.
especially
So
with you
this is
being out
important
there
for
with the
us.
remote production. Yeah.
Like if Gmail ever went down and we couldn't get into our documents, we would probably die.
Yes.
We would fail for a week.
Yes.
It would be very sad. So it backs up all of your Google Documents to your hard drive. It uses the first one, GDoc Backup. This one uses .NET 2.0 framework.
Okay.
So it runs on Windows, Mac, and it also runs on Linux.
With
Yay.
mono, sure, yeah, but that's good stuff.
And it's free, obviously, and open source.
I love free and open source.
Me too. And the second one's called Google Doc Backup PHP Script. This one's automated backups for your Google Docs.
Well, that's my favorite languages.
Yes, it's cross-platform, runs on the main three.
There you go.
Windows, Mac, Linux.
And it's PHP, so you could automate it.
And this one's also free and open source, so take your pick. Okay, so the one for delicious that I found is using wget.
Sweet. I use wget all the time in Linux.
Yeah, so it comes with Linux, and there's also a Windows version linked in.
Oh, great. Yeah, we'll have that linked in the show notes.
Yeah, we'll have that in the show notes. And you basically just stick in a command line, and it backs up everything into an XML file.
There you go. I mean, it's just bookmarks. How big could it be?
Yeah, it's really nice.
Sweet.
So,
Run that once a week. Boom, done.
Bam. And I'll put the actual line that you have to put into wget in the show notes so that everybody will see that.
Nice.
Won't have to see the whole long
Woot.
thing. And it's also really easily scripted, and it's scheduled, very low maintenance. It's easy.
I can imagine just scripting and scheduling all of these.
I also checked out Twitter because everybody knows that Twitter doesn't save all of your old tweets that you've sent out.
And
it
I
starts
think-
erasing them after a period of time.
I think that might actually be a good thing sometimes when it's 3 in the morning
Yeah.
and you tweeted and you shouldn't have.
Yeah, I do that a lot.
Oops.
I do that
Follow at
drunk
No.
texts
Oops.
all the time. I'm like, woo, at a cloud dancing, this is awesome.
So if I really wanted to keep my tweets for posterity's sake, how would I go about doing it?
I found 3 different ones. The first one's called Tweet, or you can find it at tweetake.com.
Okay. Tweet take or something?
Tweetake.
Tweetake.
Tweetake.com.
I've got a tweet ache. Oh, my head hurts. Oh, I'm tweeting.
And then there's one at tweetbackup.com, and Johan Birkind also created one, which is, I'll link it in the show notes as
I like that
well.
one. That one's my favorite
Yeah.
because it's open source.
Yeah, exactly. It's open source.
Because I don't like the idea of giving my Twitter password to other people, like twitterfisher.com, you know?
And all of them work pretty much the same. Tweet Backup, you don't have to download anything, if I'm correct. But the other two, you actually do have to download a program to back them up. And it'll only back up every minute or so because that's what Twitter's API currently accepts. It's just like Tweet My PC, where the
Right.
API only allows it to go out once a minute. So,
The DDoS that is Twitter.
yay, yeah, so take your pick on those. All of them work pretty well as far as I'm concerned. They work good for me.
All right.
I also found a WordPress backup, which everybody should do. If you have a WordPress, please back it up. It's important.
I do this. It's so easy too. Well, I use.
simple,
I'm not sure which
yeah.
one I use, but yeah. I've got one that just shoots it over to my Gmail, and
That's
I
what
guess
I
if
do.
my Gmail is backed up to with Gmail backup, then there we go. So what's
That's
this
really
one?
all you have to do. The one that I found on here is WPDB Backup. It's a plugin for WordPress, so all you have to do is add it to your WordPress and then fix it to whatever your
I think that's the exact
favorite
one I
thing is.
use because I know that the one I use actually will do other databases as well. So I've got it doing like the forums and the wiki, which will be back up very, very, very soon. But yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so, and we'll have the link also in the show notes. And you can learn about all sorts of different WordPress backups and information about how to do it on the WordPress blog. Which
I
is
love
very
the
nice.
WordPress codec.
Yes.
They are so good at documenting that. I mean that's like half the value of an open source project is how well the documentation is, if you ask me. So what's the final word on this? Should I use
Final word, you need to back up your stuff. I mean, even if you already have it in a cloud, if you're really paranoid, or if you're like me and you have lots of important stuff in the cloud already, like your Google Documents, just make sure you back up everything. It's important. Of course, you may not want to spend all the money on Backupify, So definitely like try these out and see which ones you like the most.
Excellent. Now, I think I may actually just go ahead and use Backupify for the little stuff that's not going to use more than 2 gigs anyway. Thanks for the free service.
Oh, and also make sure, like, if the program that you download asks for a password, make sure that you put in a secure password for your backups.
Well, that's another thing to consider, though. If you're backing up your Gmail, I've got like over 40 character password for my Google stuff just because I live there. If I'm just backing that up to my hard drive or wherever, somewhere insecure, what good is that?
You need to make sure that you have that secure.
Yeah. What good is going through all the trouble of like making sure I tunnel and all of this different stuff to encrypt my so precious password, just so that somebody can take my IMAP stream or steal it off my hard drive.
Yeah. So if it's as simple as like I don't know, like locking up your hard drive. Yeah. There you go.
TrueCrypt.
Yeah. TrueCrypt.
Unless there's a French maid.
Awesome program. Oh.
Yes.
Which we haven't really done it.
Soon. So, gonna have to order you a costume.
What?
Anyway, we will be back. And thank you so much, Shannon. It's fun to do a Snubs report with you.
It is.
Yeah.
I haven't done this in so long. I missed the studio. Not you.
3 cameras. You're so confused. All right, so we'll be back in just a minute.
Netflix delivers movies directly to your home, saving you time, money, and hassle. As a Netflix Unlimited member, you get DVDs by mail in about 1 business day. Plus, you can instantly watch thousands of TV episodes and movies, stream directly to your PC, Mac, or right to your TV via a Netflix-ready device like the Xbox 360, PS3, and soon the Nintendo Wii console. Watch as many movies as you want. Shipping is free and there are no late fees or due dates. Keep the movies as long as you like. DVDs by mail, plus instantly right to your TV. Get unlimited movies 2 ways for only $8.99 a month. As a new member and a Hak5 viewer, you can get a 2-week free trial membership. Go to www.netflix.com/HAK5 and sign up now. Be sure to use this URL so that they know we sent you.
Well, that just about wraps up this episode of Hak5 in the studio with the Snubs, old school, yay!
But I have a serious question for everybody.
What's that?
Does your IT department have more techno-less than these guys do? Tom, John, Dave, Joe, and Lee, the IT ninjas of the Islip County IT department, have tons of techno-less.
They sure do.
So make sure that you guys send us a picture at feedback@hak5.org and we'll check it out.
Show your pride.
Yes, show your pride.
Also remember, you can always support the show. Free, easy, all you have to do is subscribe on YouTube or iTunes, Miro, whatever. And that, gets you your Technolust every week, downloads it, and
subscriptions are good! Woo! And they're easy!
Downloads up, and that makes us happy.
Yes.
Download with lots of botnets.
It supports us. And if you want to know the latest information on Hak5, be sure to follow us on Twitter and Facebook, and we'll put the links in the show notes so you can find us.
Also, now is a great time to support the show if you are feeling like you want some Hak5 swag. It's all over at the Hack Shop.
And finally, of course, if you guys want to suggest any kind of topics that you have for us,
or just tell us we're a bunch of wankers,
email us at feedback@hak5.org. Winkers? Really? You spent way too much time in the UK.
I just had a lot of fun there. Yeah, anyway, until next week, I'm Darren.
And I'm Shannon Morse. Trust your technolust.
What she said.
Shut up.
Oi.
Puh. No! This time on the show, detecting Deauth Packets.
Deauth Packets.
Who got the balls?
We got the balls.
The big balls. Yeah! It's like, oh, why can't I do it when I'm in studio? I can do it just fine whenever I'm by myself.
I know.